Good morning and welcome to A Better World with Julann and Fran. I'm Julann.
And I'm Fran. And this morning we're speaking with Grawben Corona, who is, I know she's a hypnotherapist. And what is it that you're doing to make the world a better place, Grawben?
I am healing people one person at a time. That's how I contribute to the world. I feel that if you can just help one person, it's like a ripple effect and it just spreads. So, yeah, with many holistic modalities.
Okay, what are some of the holistic modalities that you use?
Well, I'm mainly known as a hypnotherapist, but there's many other modalities that I've added as services. One being like energy healing, and there's a new modality that I added that's called sensory energetics,
Oh,
with work that works with awakening people's dormant senses through energy, with the fascia of the body and through the meridians of the body. So, yeah,
does that
Right.
require you to touch them?
It does. Yeah, it is a hands-on healing, and it's very ancient from Chinese, Japanese culture, and it people feel huge somatic releases and energy waves, and some people have seen it online, and it's just yeah, people have like they tremble, they shake, but it drops you not only, I mean, it drops you into trance and it works on both like the mind, body, and spirit. And it is like years of therapy in just a few sessions. So, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's fascinating. I thought hypnotherapy was really cool and it obviously has a very big success rate, but the combination of the hypnosis with this new modality that I've is found and incorporated, and it's just wow. Yeah.
It sounds like it makes use of both, like you said, the mind and the body, because we were also taught about body syndromes, that anytime you have a problem in your body, whether it's a pain, injury, or illness, even if you're sure you know how it began, it's always because of a trapped emotion. And now what you're saying is that by touching the body and doing these releases, you're actually dealing with those body syndromes that maybe people didn't even realize that they had.
Yes, because each meridian is, tied to like an organ, a certain part. And, we're finding out more that we just don't heal through the mind. We also heal through the body and the fascia, because the fascia of the body holds memories. That's why sometimes when you get a massage or you go to yoga, the tears just naturally come out. So there's an algorithm and there's a system to it. And it is, based on science and biology. I know people see it and they're like, that's fake. But
Oh.
the body is amazing, amazing with it, what it can do.
When somebody comes to you, I'm going to guess that they tell you about a problem that they're experiencing that they'd like to be rid of. And do
Mhm.
you deal primarily with what they say, or when you start using your hands, do your hands direct, do you follow your own intuition with knowing where to touch them?
Good question. Both. So, uh, I always do the intake of what it is that's coming up, or some people just, allow it to flow. And then when I start the session, I always ask two questions around their body. I kind of move around them and I ask what part of your body needs me the most and what part of your body feels me the most. And also with by seeing how the body responds and just intuitively seeing how the energy responds and where they're holding or bracing, then I can give more attention to those areas. So I incorporate everything like what they're telling me and hearing neuro linguistic programming and also reading the body and yeah. So it's a lot of energy work and intuition and just training.
Wow,
Really cool.
it's extremely cool. And you said it's an ancient technique.
Yes. So this new modality called sensory energetics is it's been around in a lot of like Chinese and Japanese families, and it's been kept very sacred and very in families. Now it is just starting to come, to be spread more. For instance, my mentor, my master teacher, he's doing a world tour, like, and just doing seminars all over the world. And I'm one of the mentors for his organization. And there in a lot in the whole US, there's maybe 20 practitioners who are practicing at the moment.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm the main person in Los Angeles, but all over the world, there is a very small, small amount of practitioners at the moment. But yes, it's fascinating.
Well, that is very fascinating. Especially the small number of people who are doing it. And I know in the Western world, we can be so hesitant to even accept the possibility that these ancient Eastern techniques that have repeatedly proven that how effective they are. And we say, no, that's pseudoscience. No, that's, we don't do that. You have to take a pill or you have to get surgery or something like that. And
Right.
so do you get people who come to you and they say, my doctor said he wants to take out like half my thyroid or something like that. Is there anything you can do to help me?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we have had, um, I mean, my master teacher right now, he is getting his doctorate and he's doing his like dissertation and writing all of these testimonies about like people who have healed like from sciatica, from like blood pressure, like thyroid, issues. It's what you're bracing and holding because the body, what happens is that when we're under stress, we hold our breath, our tongue goes to the roof of our mouth where the oxygen's not flowing, and then we tend to brace. Like, and then that bracing holds the memory, and then our body starts to change, and then we kind of like cave into ourselves. So, with this technique, it helps you to brace and then relax, and brace and then relax. And then it's like so many energy waves that your body just kind of goes and the energy flows and people have yes the energy flows where it needs to go, so whether it's the thyroid, whether it's the back, whether yeah, and there's certain touches and techniques where we know where to vibrate or touch or press or yeah.
It's amazing. It sounds like what acupuncture was when it first started. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
nobody believed and they didn't think it could work. And then as they had so many successes, then more and more people began to believe. And, I think that's half of it, right? Do you find that when people come to you, they don't believe and you convince them, or are they open to believing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, usually they're open to believing. I think, with any type of like holistic healing modality, people come with like a hope or a faith as a last resort. So the people that I have found that have come just hoping. I
Right.
did when I took the seminar. I saw it online. I was like, that looks weird. Okay, let me try it. Hopefully my money doesn't get stolen or like,
Right, exactly.
I was floored. It had been a while, like since hypnotherapy that I had experienced something so profound without having to take like plant medicine or something. Um, but yeah, it people have a lot of visuals while they're also the body's doing what it needs to do.
It's exciting, really.
Yeah, yeah, it
It is
really
very exciting.
is.
Okay, so you use hypnotherapy, and then you said, what is the name of this technique?
Sensory energetics.
And sensory energetics. And is that your primary technique now?
Um, I still mainly work with hypnosis, but now I am incorporating it with the sensory energetics because there is like a deepening part where we help them drop into trance. But I also do Reiki, I do ceremonial facilitation, I do plant, journeys, plant ceremony journeys. There's a lot of specialties also in hypnosis that I work with, one being like children and adults with autism.
Oh,
So, yeah, I did parent training and behavior modification for 20 years prior to becoming a hypnotherapist. I think I graduated in 2016, started school in 2015. So it's I have the psychology background, and now I'm incorporate this. So I have both Western and Eastern, and I always say I've combined them and learned how to do it ethically. So with
that's
still a grounded, you know, from a grounded place, not too woo-woo. Yeah. So although I love it, I could totally geek out on that stuff. But yeah.
yeah. Are you able to use it on yourself?
Yes, yes. You can do a self-application on yourself, and it's just like hypnosis when it's self-hypnosis. Um, it's just the visualization and then the conditioning. So I can activate myself and I'll feel the energy flow and my body will move how it needs to move. And it almost feels like a workout without a workout because the your I don't know, for different people it's different, but your body temperature rises and like yeah, I just allow it to flow how it needs to flow and I get out of my way and the body moves how it needs to move.
That's pretty cool. If you can market it as a workout without a workout, I'm sure that you'll get some people who would never have done anything like that before.
People have lost weight after
See?
doing like and practicing on themselves if they take the course and they learn how to do the self activation on themselves because the inflammation and because everything starts to flow. We have had people who have given us testimonies where they've lost weight.
Yeah, because you're clearing all the blockages, right? So
Yeah.
that's great. All positive things come from it. That's amazing, really.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, it's very profound just the changes that I've seen with my clients and I've seen some people have some deep, deep, deep cries like just yeah.
Such a release. Have
Yeah.
you ever had a client that you did originally hypnotherapy with that you've revisited with this new technique that you've developed?
Oh, yeah. Yes, like, I've been telling all my clients about this new modality, and, I even offered, like, a few, pro bono sessions at the beginning, to help build content and to get it out there because it is so new that it's, like, hard to market. So it's just word of mouth, and I'm just trying to offer right at the moment, with the di not anymore, but with a discount, um, to just get their testimonies. And yeah, like you said, I have had people come over and I mean, it just like wows them
Wow.
because
They,
it's the combo now. Like
right.
yeah, the mind and the body. So
It's exciting because it's something new. You know what I mean? And it
yeah,
gives people who maybe weren't as successful as they could have been trying this, it gives them another avenue. You know what I mean? Something,
yeah.
a new way to fix it.
Yeah, yeah. I have a few videos on my social media. So, yeah, where you could see where people tend to suppress in their throat and just by doing the technique, the vibration, and just telling them to release, they just, yeah, because you can see them, they're like, and it's just with the guidance and the word, it's like, okay, let it bring it up, allow it to come up, like, drop your tongue, like allow it to flow and just like I'll mirror for them and I'll just be like and then I'll just release with like a and they're like like yeah, just and then just the tears flow. So it's a huge we don't realize how much we're holding and I didn't. I've been doing this I've been doing my own healing for years, and I was like, I think I've, you know, worked through this and this certain issue, and there's apparently still fragments that get stuck. And then I was like, wow, apparently that was still living inside me. So, yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I read a book, I can't remember what the title of it at the moment, but it had something to do with emotional freedom technique, the tapping. And
Mm,
the theory was that every time you experience a trauma, it's as though one of you sort of peels away and remains that person in that trauma. And so I would imagine that as much healing as you did accomplish on your own after all of those years, there were still some versions of you stuck in traumas that maybe you didn't even, your mind had blocked out or something like that, and that you still had to work on those versions. And then, of course, as we go along in life, it's not like everything's rosy, and we still
Right.
experience moments of trauma um, in the present. So we still have to always be healing ourselves, and it's great that you're able to do that with yourself, and it's really cool. I would love to see this technique be much more acceptable because you have so many bodily proofs, physical proof of
yes.
it.
Yes. And I know on the outside, to people who where this is new and they're just seeing it, it looks, I mean, it does look like a little out there. It's like it's almost like you're looking at somebody having an orgasm, but it's not, it looks like that. You make the sounds, you vibrate, your body just, but it's such a
And you have the
huge,
release. There's the
yes.
release. So it is.
Yeah. So
If you
people
think of it.
see it and they're like, okay, I don't know if I want to be filmed.
Uh, okay, so
But
then we don't get
yeah,
filmed. But
exactly. So, but some people are very much open to it because they understand like that, it's an energy orgasm. It's
right,
just
a
because your
freeing.
body just like needs to move how it needs to move, and that's not everybody. Some people feel the wave and the body just kind of rolls and moves, and but yeah.
I mean, if you
Wow,
think
that
about it, even if you have a stiff neck, right, and you're doing this, and what if your neck cracks? You say, ah, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's so good. But these are internal traumas. You know what I mean? So I could see why there would have to be movement and
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah, and that's why because the body moves like how it needs to move, the body moves into alignment.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's great. So
Mm.
I bet people come to you and don't even know everything from which they need to be healed, and they wind up being healed from other things that you've detected intuitively.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Same thing. I had one woman who told me that same thing. She's like, I thought I had done so much healing. I mean, I've done horse therapy and this therapy and shamanic healing and all these things. And she's like, but apparently a part of that was still living in me. And she's like, I don't hold anger, I don't hold resentment, but their energy was stuck. And she's like, I felt like I released a dump truck.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
We
And
well,
do you
boy.
have follow-ups with people who have this big release? Let's say you have X amount of sessions, however long it takes, and they have a very big release. Do you ever talk to them after to see how things, like how much better? Like that would be a great testimony too, that you,
Yes, yes, that is also very important because I do follow up with them, 1 to 2 days after because it's such a huge ignition that I've had clients who have so much energy after that they don't sleep for like a day, but they feel completely fine the next day. I have clients who will reignite like at night, clients who have huge like releases, crying, or some people who move into such joy and that childlike wonder again. So there is a part in the session where we bring up the joy again. remember what it felt like to be a child. And um, yeah, we work on opening up the vagus nerve, and having the flood of dopamine and oxytocin and all the feel good chemicals like running through. So we always tend to end on a happy note, and then at the very end, we tuck them in with like a blanket, we cover their head, and we like cocoon them, and people say that that feeling is like the best ever when you're just swaddled.
Safe. Yeah.
Yes, your energy kind of comes back to you, and you feel safe. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. Now you said do you work with another practitioner or?
Well, like the other facilitators, yeah, because I'm
Oh,
a mentor for the organization. So, yeah. So I'm always used to talking about everyone. Yeah. So I
oh,
mentor, and he has a whole global organization, so, and a platform and everything. So,
oh, that's great. Um, is there a particular type of person that you seem to attract, like people with a particular type of problem, or is it across the board?
it's across the board. Um, I do tend to attract a lot of people who have gone the traditional route and it just hasn't worked for them, who have tried all the conventional things and it hasn't worked for them, or who are also awakening or on a spiritual journey, or they're just starting their spiritual journey. I tend to attract a lot of that as well. Um, I had an experience where I had really bad PTSD in my late 20s, early 30s, and I was completely disassociated. So now, more recently, I've worked a lot with people who have felt very disassociated, kind of like in the shell of their body, but not really grounded. And that has started to come to me more recently as I've been more comfortable sharing my story. And that takes a lot more holding space, a longer time, a lot of, support, but the clients that I have had have been very um have had the follow through with wanting to heal. And I've seen huge transformations of them remembering who they were, coming back to their authentic self, and feeling like the light coming back. And it's just like they say it's like, I mean, I felt it when I was completely disassociated, like waves of just like light coming back, and that feeling of aliveness again. um so it's very beautiful to witness, because I've been there and I understand, and I think it's very hard for people to feel safe with somebody who doesn't understand the depth of the dark.
Yes.
Right. It's hard to imagine, right?
Yes. So when somebody feels heard and seen, it makes such a difference. And, I always say, like, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Right.
You can
That's
have
great.
all the certifications and the licenses and the this and the that, but really it's we're all walking each other home.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
We all experience the same emotions, we all go through. Feelings are universal is what I tell people. Sometimes people feel so alone, like their situation is so unique to them, but it's not.
Yeah.
Sure.
I find especially women have a tendency to really kind of try and hide they carry a lot and they take care of them well, they don't always take care of themselves as well as they take care of, say, their
Right.
children and
Everybody
their
else.
spouses. And and then there are some women who apply that to, maybe their teachers, so they apply, they're taking care of all their students. Um and I find that often it really does require that they feel that somebody has given them permission or explains the importance of giving to yourself as much as you give to others. The whole oxygen mask analogy, that you have to put your oxygen mask on yourself before you can help somebody else.
Yes.
You can't give from an empty cup.
Yes. I always say you got to take the S off your chest and the cape off your back and be your own superwoman.
Right.
Yes.
To
I,
yourself first.
mhm.
And
And I
we're
think
so bad at that. That's so hard for us. I think that might be even harder than some of the other things we discussed today.
Yeah, I recently had a client who told me the same thing. Both her husband and herself suffer from really bad anxiety, and they're constantly feeding off of each other and
mm,
trying to be each other's like support. And when I talk to them about boundaries, they feel guilty. So I'm like, okay, well, I can.
Do you ever do couple sessions? Is that something like with those two? Is that something that would work, or no, it's better if you do it separate?
I try to do it separately only because I'm not like a licensed, therapist, but usually I'll work with one and the other and just kind of help them that way, or
Right.
I'll refer the spouse to, a colleague and we'll kind of work together and help them out and yeah, and then have them come together, or I'll offer like a sound bath for them or some other kind of like healing. But usually like the therapy or hypnosis therapy, I try to do separately so they all can process in their own way. And then I bring them together to either work through like tantra or like a sound bath or a breath work or yeah, to get them to communicate.
Better, right?
that's you know so many techniques. That's wonderful. When
Yeah,
you do
I'm a
sound
human
baths,
guinea pig. I try I try everything on myself. I was like, I searched far and wide for when I was like disassociated. I'm like, I will try anything. I worked with shamans, spiritual advisors, Eastern medicine, Western medicine, like I went to Mexico. I did like so many things and I through the process I gained so many contacts and friends and connections. So people,
And knowledge.
yes, knowledge, wisdom, and yeah, I'm the person that my clients call who's like, "Do you know anybody?" Yes, here you go. Do you know? Yes, here you go. Yeah. So, yeah,
I
lots of
raised this
wisdom.
question with one of our other guests that there's this theory that before you incarnate, you have a conference with your creator and you choose every single moment of your life, every single detail of your life, including the really painful parts, like whatever it was that caused you to have PTSD. Do you can you see how your moments of pain, you are now the person who can help not only people experiencing those moments of pain, but as though almost you were walked through that so that you could be this person?
100%. I understand it and I feel it so much, like the waking up and being like, "God, this is too much." Like I would never, unalive myself, but just take me. Like it's just too much to bear and having to work through that, but also having had the psychological background of I understand the mind is powerful. I got the textbook knowledge and I'm trying to apply it, but the textbook stuff wasn't working. So then I had to look for other things. So, yes,
But
I
that's so
have found
healthy.
that w because I've understood it so much and because I showed up day in, day out, like every day, and learned and applied. And I really took every teacher's because I see everybody as a teacher. I really
Yes.
took the knowledge, I always say take what resonates and drop the rest. I really took that and then I applied it and now I feel like I'm the torchbearer. So I had to be my own light and remember that that light is still in me. I just have to let it burn a little brighter. And yeah,
Yeah, I think it's great that when one thing didn't work, you tried something else. And if that didn't work, you never gave up. You kept
yeah,
searching until you found the thing that would work. And now that thing can help so many others. So that's terrific. Really.
yeah. And it's I think for any healer, it's holding the vision. having that vision, holding the vision, because I have, so many clients who just want the reassurance. It's like, "Are you sure?" Like, I'm like, I believe you can. I did. Look at me. Like, I was in a really bad place and now I'm here."
Right. Helping others with their bad places.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing. Really is. Thank
Mm.
you.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for doing what you're doing. Thank you for being a guest. Jewel, do you have any other questions?
If there was one thing that you would want people to take away from our meeting together today, what would it be?
That there's a solution to everything. There is a solution to everything. Yeah. Just keep
That's a good one.
searching.
Right.
The more
Don't give up.
you get into that frequency of trusting, it will show up. I have found that time and time again. It will come.
Yes, yes, that's a
Yeah,
wonderful message.
it
And
is.
thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for being a guest on our show. When people want to contact you, how can they do that?
Yeah, thank you for having me. So my name is so Googleable. Grawben, Grawben, last name Corona. So you can Google me or you can find me on my website, Mind Body Practitioners with an S at the end.com, or on my Instagram or social media handles, Mind Body Practitioners.
Thank you.
Okay.
This was so great.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for having me again. It was
Okay,
lovely
doke.
talking with you.
Thank you. It's lovely having you. And this has been another episode of A Better World with Julann and Fran. Please like and share this video and subscribe. And please join us again next week. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.